Hello, my name is Amy Atkinson. I'm the high school art teacher at SIS International, and I'm part of ISZAF, and I did the treasure challenge this summer, where we were supposed to take pictures of something related to treasure every week, which was difficult. I actually had my students do a treasure challenge as well, and we all started. It was quite fun because we started at the beginning of summer really positive and really motivated and really excited to do it. So we posted a lot, and then as we all, because we're all international, I'm teacher their students, but we all traveled during the summer. So as we started moving to different places, our pictures started diminishing, and by the end, I know there was a few weeks I didn't post, and then there was one week when I was in Cairo that I just posted like videos because I was like, I don't want to do this. But so I guess my point on that is I feel you students. I know what it feels like to procrastinate and not really want to get into the art, but moving backwards, so when I first started the project, I kind of started to think treasure first, like what is treasure, what is treasure to me, and obviously money and gold and diamonds and my plants and things that I've collected around the world that are in my apartment. Those are treasures, but those are so materialistic. I was like, I just don't really want to take pictures of that. And then obviously I thought the world, because the earth is in chaos, and it's in trouble, and we don't recognize the treasure, because I love collecting plants. As you can see, I love my plants around the classroom. There's a lot of, so that's treasure to me. But then I thought, I just kept thinking about it, like what would be interesting for me to explore maybe. And I thought, actually, without me, none of those things are treasure. Like, it's my opinion, it's my thoughts. What do I think of it makes it treasure? So, and then I started thinking deeper, and I was thinking, well, it actually depends on how I feel, what I consider treasure. And without, like, like when you're sick, you don't feel good, you don't like anything. When I have a headache, I don't like anything. When I break something or hurt something and I can't move, I'm miserable, so I don't really care about anything. And at that point, like, your biggest treasure is your like what works in your body, kind of thing. And I've had a lot of I guess health concerns over my life and a lot of challenges, so I thought, actually, without my body, without parts that move well and work well for me, really all the other treasure is not as important. So that's kind of what I decided to focus on. And then I started thinking, well, actually, probably this is similar to a lot of you, actually I don't like all the parts of my body, or I haven't, and I've been obsessing with different parts that I'm not really, I mean, they're there, but they do great job for me, but I don't really appreciate them. So then I decided that I would start looking at parts of my body that I don't appreciate as much as I should, because they don't look like a magazine, or they don't look perfect. And so the first ones I decided to look at, now I can't change the screen, so I'm just going to, so obviously I started first with, let me show you, did you see? I don't know, I might just edit this to make it make sense more. But first I started with pictures of my feet, and because my feet are like chubby and they're weird looking, and I don't know, I think no one likes their feet, but imagine life without feet. Like, they're the biggest treasure. I can walk everywhere, I can run, I can bike, I can do lots of things without my feet. Like, what the heck? So but just taking a picture of just that is a little bit like not interesting. It's too obvious. And so because I had to take pictures, the views are all selfie-ish, and so then I decided I would take the opportunity to just play. I don't really have time during the year because I have so many students trying to do projects, to just sit on my iPad. And I have an iPad with all these really cool apps that I wanted to learn, so I decided to start playing around with different edits of using Procreate first of all, and then I started to use Enlight. So I think I started with my feet, and then just different times I was sitting somewhere, I would start taking different photos of different parts. So I think I started with my feet. I also did some of my eyes, my nose, parts that I'm not too crazy about, my teeth, slightly crooked, but could you imagine life without teeth? Like, teeth are the biggest treasure. without like food is one of the biggest treasures. So without eating, like what the heck? So then after that, I think I did, oh, and then after I did my hair, because my hair is everyone tells me it is a treasure. So I was like, okay, it's kind of difficult to take care of and I have to wash it all the time, and it grows and it's curly and the humidity kills it. But see, these are the thoughts that I have in my mind. So I'm never really appreciative of all the wonderful things, all the treasure that my body brings to my life. I'm just always like rethinking criticisms and things like that. Okay, so I have talked for 5 minutes. It's a really long time. I'm just gonna wrap it up. I think, oh yeah, there was just one more part that after I was doing that and started thinking, I thought that idea was kind of shallow. I wasn't like, is that really deep enough? Is that interesting enough? So then I decided to focus a little bit more on the scars around my body, because I've done some stuff in my life and been in some accidents and had some operations. So it's like a battlefield, right? Like I have all of these scars all over my body. So then I focused the next few photos on different scars that I have. Like I was in a car accident, so I have a scar on my finger here, on my arm. When I was a kid, I had open heart surgery, so I literally have this massive scar that goes down my chest. What else in my scars? Oh, and then as you get older, you get like lines. So I have like these blue veins that are starting to pop out on my legs, which are scars from life, from walking, from running, from sitting. So I started to experiment those, because really those are treasure, even though I'm not terribly happy to look at them. Without them, they show the adventures, they show the challenges that I've been through and overcome. So I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so that was my thought. And then when I loaded them into Procreate, so I think I first loaded them into Procreate, played around with the saturation, played around with like in Procreate, there's all these different blurs that you can play around with. I did that first. At first I thought I should like be inspired by an artist. So I was looking at like Barbara Kruger, and she had like put signs on the top of each thing, like different thoughts. So that was my first thought, was like to kind of, I thought I would do the pictures and then each picture would be different, inspired by a different artist. So I was like the playground, battleground. But after that, I didn't really feel that, like it just wasn't like, that's her, that's not me. So then I just started playing around, and so if I played around with the different areas, you can paint different parts. So in Procreate, I loaded it up, I painted on top of different areas, then I loaded it into Enlight, which has like the coolest filters. And so then I changed the different filters, played around with that, and just started saving different pictures. And the different pictures I posted were all different ways, different ideas, until I finally found the one I really liked. I wanted to abstract it a little bit. I wanted to push it a little bit so that when you look at the picture, it's like, what is it? Is that what I think it is, or what is it? So you have to kind of search for the idea. You have to search for the treasure, because I think that's kind of exploring my thoughts, in that I had to search to see the treasure that was in these parts, because I'm so used to questioning them and not being like not ashamed of them, but not being totally in love with them at the same time, you know. So I found the orchid filter on Enlight, which is so cool. I love all like the painty filters at the end. So then I started to really like the blues and the purples. I don't know why they don't usually go for that color, but yeah. So then I decided to name all of them Orchid, because that is the filter that I used for all the final works. I don't know if that explains. I guess that's the explanation. Thank you.